Friday. Turning to the morning business report, sometimes online shopping is a gamble. The product that you thought you ordered when it shows up isn't exactly what it's supposed to be.
And Channel 3's Jane King is joining us from the NASDAQ with some best practices on researching your products before you click buy.
If you're unsure of a business, you can do some research. Find a seller's physical address, not just a P.O. box, and a phone number. Do an internet search for the company name and website and look for negative reviews. Unfortunately, don't believe everything you read with customer reviews, as those can be bought. Businesses can buy or incentivize customers to provide favorable reviews as well. Now, if the service you need requires a licensed professional, ask for the license number and check with the licensing entity to determine if they're legitimate or if there's been complaints. Your state attorney general can also tell you if any formal complaints have been filed against a company and how well they respond to them. Many online shoppers fail to fully research a product before buying, meaning they either overpay or they buy the wrong product. Most e-commerce stores allow a full replacement or refund for return purchases within a recommended time frame. And GE Capital Retail Bank's second annual major purchase shopper study has found that a growing number of consumers extensively research and compare prices and financing offers before making major purchases. According to the study, 81% of consumers go online to find information and answer questions about a product or service before heading to the store to make a purchase. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King.